Well, what's the crack, everybody? How are you getting on? You're all very welcome to Ramble Pod, another episode of it. I think we're on about 102, at the minute, for Wednesday the 21st of October 2020. Or if you're a Patreon, you'll be getting this late at night on the 20th. Ad-free. There you go. What's the crack? New Patreons on board. Fair play to you. I know I don't know if I've given you a name by name shout out over the last while, but yeah, Donald, good on you. Of course, yeah, the legendary John, fair play, who showed up on the old live Ramble Pod, and Dave and Barry. Fucking sound out, jumping on board. That's the chat. Supporting the podcast, getting ad-free podcasts in your ear holes. Because the old ads are coming ticking fast, as you'll notice, lads, as you're listening to this. I don't know where they're putting them in, but they've kind of asked for free reign, so you're kind of going to go on. Why not? For the 0.0001 cent you'll get for every ad. But sure, look it has to be done. I wasn't going to do it in the next thing. I was listening to Off the Ball or whatever, and it was like a 17-minute podcast. And it was 5 ads. I went, okay, fair enough. Fair enough if that is the run things at the minute. You know. Plus, you get the videos. And you get stuff a bit earlier than everybody else. It's just my way of saying thanks and all the rest of it. We have another podcast for Buckshot this Friday being recorded tomorrow. So it'll be out. Should have it out tomorrow night to the Patreons. So you'll have it a bit earlier. I don't know, is it better to get it a bit earlier? But look at, you can leave it off and not play it for a fucking fortnight if you want. Our stuff is kind of evergreen. I tend not to go with, hey, do you know what's hot right now? People are fucking interested all the time. You know what I'm saying? People are interested all the shagging time, lads. So, you know me at this stage, I don't really go after the sensational stuff. So tell me, how did you feel? Nah. It's not that I, think other people are interested. If it's the kind of thing you go, if we're allowed to go for a pint, which is the most insane thing when you actually say it out loud, isn't it? If we were allowed to go for a pint, what would you chat with this person about? That's kind of the vibe of it. And the last thing you're going to do is, so while we sit here enjoying these delicious pints and crepes sandwiches, did any place do crepe sandwiches? I remember asking for it before, all right, and your man was looking at me weird to throw me out a couple of slices of bread and an old packet of sandwiches. Or a packet of crisps, or potato chips for anybody who isn't from this neck of the woods. But where was? Oh, I know why it was. I was trying to think, why was your man so sour with me? Because they sold sandwiches behind the counter for like $3.50, and I was making man up for the fucker. I'd say he wanted to charge me €2 a slice. But I remember, yeah. There was always a good old toasted sandwich down in. There was a good bar by St. Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin, and they do just a hang and cheese, perfect accompaniment. Oh, why am I doing this? Pubs aren't opening ever again. That's the reality. We're back in lockdown. I'd love to. There's every inch of my body wants to just whinge for the next half an hour. But lads, your brains would fucking explode at this stage, wouldn't it? To be fit to bust. So, no. I will not. No, I'm not going to have a full on. Yeah, I know it's but it's more rambly than fucking give you outy. I think I'm getting sweeter in my old age. Or maybe just, it's trying to. You know what it is? I'm a bollocks because I'm trying to do what everybody else isn't doing. Going, no, I won't complain now because that's what you want me to do. And that's just me being a bollocks. So when things are flying, I'll be a cranky old folk. There's no point, there's not. Just try and keep it somewhere fucking sweet. Hey, good news. Good fucking news. We got some internet, proper internet in. Yeah. So now, we got some very nice staff. I went down, oh Lord save us and guard us. I made the mistake of putting it up on social media. I think it was a Facebook or something, just putting it up. Oh, who would you go with, And sweet Jesus. I got a litany of, and things point me in directions and people going, well, I'll tell you who you won't go with. And so you're like, and that's all I could do. Nobody could actually tell me who to go with. So I just narrowed it down to who not to go with, roughly, and ended up at Vodafone's door. A lot to do with the fact that there's a Vodafone shop about 10 minutes down the road. So fucking, it's just like, oh Jesus. And these are the people who love whinging. God bless them, but they came on with these fucking litanies. And then I ended up down this fucking rabbit hole of reviews, because your phone knows then that you're looking these things up, or it hears you, or it fucking recognises you ask the question, and all of a sudden ads for broadband start popping up in front of you. And this one, and it was about air. And Lord, I don't know what's going on there, but people were just spending their day. Like, some people had like 5 comments back and forth with other people. I know, Catherine. And like I said, and you know, if these people know each other, it's mental. But I'm guessing they don't know each other. They're just having a fucking go on this thing. To nobody's reading it. Now, I noticed the Vodafone crowd seem to read it all right. They seem to. But, you know, it was like this crowd just fucking having a go back and forth. There didn't seem to be any rhyme or fucking reason to it. And when I kind of broke it down, I was like, oh, wait. No matter what would be going on, you'd be giving out. And I wondered, you know, is it because you have lockdown? And well, they didn't. Actually, lockdown wasn't during these comments. So I don't know what was going on. Anyway, went into these fine people inside this shop. They were 110%. Straight to the point. Also, they went to ask if I had an account with Vodafone before. And I did. It was through mobile broadband thing before. One of them dongle yokes. And I did it online. Or not on, kind of online and in over the phone. Rather than physically going into a shop. Old school. Well, fucking hell. It shaved 5 years off my life. Just, the left hand don't know. There's 7 hands. And none of them know what they're fucking doing. Can I pass you through? Yes. Hello? Is that Tom? And you just keep on going back. And it's almost like it's set up just to infuriate you. And you're going, lads. And before you know it, they're going, so that's all done there now. And you're like, whoa. I'm fucking, what? How, what? How the fuck is this? They're just, you know, they're just programmed like bad robots. Like fucking bad robots. Like, so you're as well to go to the shop. I went, and that was pretty much it. I didn't get into it with them. When they went, so have you used Vodafone? I said, I have. But there is no point in discussing it for the health and well-being of this entire store. And the two of them just kind of chuckled and went, right, want to set up a brand new thing? Yeah, please, let's not discuss it. They knew full fucking well what I was talking about. Like, but it was good to get somebody who wasn't about to go, well, we'll have to check back through that now. And just, do you have your email address there? Do you have, you know, none of that. There were 2 people who knew their job, you know, and they were just like, grand, out the fucking door you go, Tom, put that joke in the bag, and it works. It works. We have Tinternet now, proper Tinternet. Like, it was okay before, a little bit sketchy, couldn't be relied on, but it's in good fucking nick. I was hoping to go and pick up the fucking screen, the new monitor for the new computer that we have, try and start Sideshow back up again, but lockdown has shut the shit out of everything, so can't fucking go anywhere. And of course, the nearest Harvey Norman's about 15 kilometres away, so for fuck's sake. But look, we'll keep the podcast rolling anyway. That's the main fucking thing. But very excited, very, very excited. I didn't put up any questions on no, a couple of times I've done, and people are great. They ask great questions. I think last week was about stew, and I made a stew then after, you know, I made a stew. And a couple of people online went, would you fucking make a video for that? Because I want to see what your fucking stew was all about. And lads, I'll tell you now, 'twas unreal. I know one of the questions, but it wasn't really a question, it was just a statement of homework done by Anne-Marie. I'd said it on Anne-Marie, one of the Patreons, long-term Galway supporter of comedians and comedy. She was on the live podcast and we talked about Eastbound and Down. She'd never seen it. It was like, oh, and I don't know, was I talking about this last week? My brain is fit to fucking burst. If you haven't seen Eastbound and Down and you're in lockdown, find it. Find it somewhere online. I don't know where. I hope it's on Netflix. I don't know. Maybe it's on Amazon or whatever, but go find it. There's like about fucking 5 or 6 seasons of it with Danny McBride. One of the best things you'll ever fucking see. And after that, go watch yourself The Foot Fist Way. Yes, that's exactly the way you're going to type it in. The Foot Fist Way. Yeah. Him again, the same makers, and yeah, it's just glorious. Don Johnson turns up. That's all you need to know. Don Johnson plays his father, As in Miami Vice, Don Johnson. Still cool as shit, Don Johnson. Yeah, owns an island, Don Johnson. Do you know? And one of those nice ones too. Cheap, but nice ones. I think he bought an island or something off. Did he buy an island off Vietnam? Yeah, I just want to fucking see who. Don Johnson. I'm just interested with their new internet here now. Look at this. Don Johnson. Is he still alive, I wonder? Huh? We watched Dennis the Menace, the movie, the other night. And you know what? Certain movies don't stand the test of time. But cute, you see, when you make a movie and you get really good videographers and they catch really funny things, like Walter Matthau plays the next door neighbour, kids adorable and stuff. But the camera work, fucking unreal. Catching all your man's ridiculous faces. But they don't fucking... you couldn't tell what era it's from. Do you know what I mean? Genius. Stands the test of time and will forever, like. Amazing. Don Johnson, yeah, he was, years active. What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Oh, he was born in 49. Okay. He's had quite the fucking few wives, right? Wait 1 second. How the fuck did he marry Melanie Griffith twice? Right. Don Johnson Island. That's what I want to know about. Let's see. I don't give a fuck. All these basketball players and rappers and all the rest, but they're going, yeah, and they're smoking big old fat cigars, and all their houses look the exact same. And I can tell you here now, I've seen them building programs in America. Big and small houses. They're building pure shite. With these fucking scabby up, it's all fucking turned around. Like, have you ever seen those? Those weekend makeovers of houses and stuff like that. You go, oh my god, this house is amazing. You could trust me. You could fucking run through their external walls of those houses. They're buckets of shit. Now, Don's house on Star Island. Jesus Christ, it's called Star Island. I need to know more about this. This is when you're balling. You own a fucking island. Your own big chunk of land. What's the kind of shitty website? Oh, some sort of boards thing. Oh, it's a Miami Vice. Let's just go to fucking images, see if there's one there. Why not? Does he have an island? Nah. Well, he does, but they're like, there's a few places talking about his island, but they're just talking about it. There's a couple of pictures of him there with Trump. Of course. Dwayne Johnson, of course. So I would imagine anybody called Johnson, no matter what you're going to look up on the internet, it's just going to go straight back. Oh, wait 1 fucking second. Does he own an island? I think I've seen this fucking island. I have seen this island. I've been on a boat, the cousin's boat. We went around this fucking thing. It's called Star Island. Like, this is built long before I'd say anything. Or maybe it hasn't been, I don't know. But long before anybody, I would imagine, in Dubai was building fuck all like this. These mansions. Yeah, I remember like Gloria Estefan had this house, like, and it was all the houses kind of look similar. They all look like they're fucking drug lords. One fella had made, in between all these people, he'd made his money. He was like a Mr. Binman or something. In between like Gloria Estefan and fucking, I don't know, fucking Cisco and stuff. There was this one bloke, because the cousin was able to tell you everybody's house that it was. Like, on this island anyway, it seems to be it's in the bay of Miami. I didn't know where I was. I was full of beer at the time, lads. I won't lie to you. I wasn't driving the boat. Shaq lives there. Rosie O'Donnell. Philip Frost. Who the fuck is he? He invented fucking something, I'd say, called Frosty. Philip Frost, the billionaire who made his money in the pharma industry, owns 21 Star Island Drive. Record fucking 37,000 square foot fucking house. Sure, lads at all, the poor misfortunes. How are they getting through it at all? Controversial developers. Much of Star Island has been purchased by a controversial developer, Stuart Miller, who has raised some buildings and not raised them like fed them and grew them out of the ground, raised them with a Z, as in, how Cromwell raised Drogheda to the ground. in that same sense and replaced them with modern architecture. I see a lot of these do have the old, the old Georgian pillars and all the rest of it trying to replicate Rome. And then this fella comes on and starts building yokes that you wouldn't see Kevin MacLeod fucking getting excited over. Oh, the bastard. So maybe he didn't own a fucking island. But yeah, this fella anyway, he made his money. So there you have it, lads. If you can, there's money in shite. And I always say it. I didn't always say it. But it's like something my mother would say. There's money in shit. Or there's money in muck. Huh? Do you know, it is kind of an old mammy thing to be saying that, but I didn't invent it. But in between all of them, Gloria Estefan, what was her song again? The rhythm is going to get you, isn't it? Gloria. Gloria Estefan. This is what I'm doing to avoid any talk of you know what right now. I bet not one person here Googled Gloria Estefan this week. Or you could tell me anything about what she's up to. Is she even alive? I bet Jesus she is, by the looks of things. Yeah. She's born in 1957. Just she all her back teeth, I'd say, have she? She have. And I'd say a few of them are curling at this stage like an old horse. Gloria, what's she doing? She was a singer in a band called the Miami Latin Boys. Fair baile. Rhythm is going to get you. Get on your feet. A con los arios qui mis cuentra. Well, by Jesus, I tell you one thing. Yeah, I know it well. I know every word of it. GloriaEstefan.com. She sold over 100 million fucking records. No wonder she have a house next to Mr. Binman. Jesus Christ. I love this, just blatantly because they have people ask underneath all of it. It's like, what is Gloria Estefan's net worth? Or Gloria Estefan, Emilia Estefan. Emilio Estefan still married. Hold on. As in, what? Emilio. Jesus Christ, Tom. I was thinking Emilio Estevez, as in Charlie Sheen's brother. I was like, steady the boat there, Tommy. But somebody, at least, there's a natural question like, what is her net worth? Which is fair enough. Between 500 and 600 million. Lads, would you go in and fuck off with yourselves? Although you never know, you never know because, but then some bollocks just turn around and goes, why is she so rich? But then that's kind of what I'm fucking half interested in now. But you never know in Latin America. There's gazillions of lads down there. We see somebody like fucking Shakira, and you're going, Shakira's doing that with herself, only fucking fork and silage or something. I'd say she's out of the game this long. Well, lo and behold, she'd fucking go and sell a fucking arena out to 250,000 people, and she mightn't bring a song out for 10 years because they have that number of people. Mexico City, is that the most densely populated city in the world? I think. Or thereabouts. It's about 20 fucking million people living in one place. I'm sure if you only need 10% of them to be into you. You need 1% of them. Fucking 1% would keep the mortgage paid. Huh? Fucking get that Patreon going in Mexico City. Do you know if you could, what's how Ricky Martin would do with himself? Lads, I did not expect to go down a Latin... Maybe that's the way through this shit. Just we all get into Latin music. Just switch culture altogether, because all our music is fucking gone. Pubs are gone. We based everything around kind of getting drunk and going to funerals and fighting the English and whatnot. Maybe we should just switch our culture up altogether. Just all, start doing flamenco dancing and why not? Jesus, huh? The rhythm is going to get you. Get you. I was reading through trying to brighten fucking people's days up. I said I'd get some funny news up. And you end up in Reddit, which I've talked about many, many times. But let's see, can I just get this? I'll just briefly give this one. This shouldn't make anybody happy reading this, but at the same time pure. What in the name of Jesus? With no outlet in the way of the Buckshot Sideshow, which I'd have a bunch of these news. That's it. Hit the fucking thing. Hit the fucking microphone, Tom. Apparently animals keep evolving into crabs, but sure, look it. And the title is, which is somewhat disturbing. I mean, I'm not going into it, but I do like a headline. And that's a good fucking headline. Tesla admits design flaw led to vehicle rear bumper falling off when driving in puddles of water. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely not a fucking plus anyway. Now, there was one here. This is the one I wanted to... Yeah. Oh, yes, books were bound in human skin. An intrepid librarian finds the proof. By Jesus, what British skin? I suppose back. A good back skin. You want a big fat fucker. A good back skin is what you want. Speaking of fat people, 500 kilo woman. Fattest woman in the world. Do you remember her? Your man used to be washing her face down in an old fucking squirty bottle, like. Because, I don't know, shtick. She'd be inside in the bed, poor old woman. She was fucked. There was a TV show about her. Fattest woman in the world. 500 kilos, half ton. How they weighed her, I don't know. Because they couldn't get her out of the bed unless they were able to, I don't know, put an old truck jack underneath the bed or something and just take a rough estimate. Well, lo and bejesus, go have a look, lads. Go have a gander at this lady. Fair fucking play to her. She got the gastric band, she stuck with it. She got all the fucking bits chopped off. She's down to 96 kilos. 96 fucking kilos. She's actually physically walking around the place, got married, happy, has a fucking clam. She'll have a job for life talking about it forever. Huh? Like fucking 500 kilos. That's just to get to that point anyway. I mean, that takes some fucking dedication to make them gains. But to then, now I know they lopped most of it off probably with a fucking hacksaw. But to not go backwards, like, and to actually be, like, I don't know what she looks like under her clothes, the poor misfortune. She's probably cut the fucking ribbons, but at the same time, she's walking around the place, high-fiving people, looking like she's just jumped onto fucking, Oprah's sofa. And she's delighted with herself. Imagine she'd make a fortune for the rest of her life talking about that now. Motivating people. There'll be all sorts of... I bet you, any money, she's got an unreal fucking Instagram game. Betcha. Just taking pictures of celery sticks and whatnot. Keep it going. You can do it. And you fucking would believe her too, wouldn't you? 400 kilos. Huh? 400 fucking kilos. Like, fucking hell. That's just shy of half a ton. Christ above. Anyway, that was that other one. Now, let me find this lad. Well, I know about this, and a Dubuque. I don't know where Dubuque is, but we'll call it somewhere in America. Man arrested after biting a man's nose off during a fight on Saturday. Well, now, yeah, I won't lie. That's not the first time I've ever heard of that. A fella I was met one time. He's banned out of Northern Ireland. He was telling me an interesting thing in Galway. He was in the IRA, convicted, and he'd absconded to absconded. That's not a word used enough in my vocabulary. He fucked off to New Zealand, and he was down there living with the sister for about 3 or 4 years when they got an extradition on him, and they surrounded. Now he tells a great story, the same lad, but they surrounded him like to something out of fucking SWAT. Full gear, riot gear, the whole lot. Burst in the house, got him out, extradited him, and he served his time in Portlaoise. I think this could have been the 80s or 90s. Served his time in Portlaoise. I don't know, did he get out in the Good Friday? I think he did, but he was living in Galway. He moved to Galway, but he can never go back into Northern Ireland. And I was like, is that just they told you, or is it actually law? And he was like, no, it's actually law. I didn't think you could, like, after somebody served their time, I didn't think you could just go, no, that's that. You're never coming back. So, I don't know, apparently he can never go back. But he was saying his brother's nose got bitten off outside of Lavery's by a bouncer back in the day. Lovely Lavery's, one of my favourite fucking comedy clubs. Well, gone now. Gone. Where Colin Geddes and Maureen had Lavery's Comedy Club. Yeah, absolute joy of a place to play. Joy of a place. And he was just going, man, I'd put it to you this way. You, with your surname, would lose more than your fucking nose than going down there. Imagine a bouncer just snapping. Not getting in tonight. No, lads, take him home, get him some coffee, or I'll bite his fucking nose off. That's all I'm saying, lads. You know me, I love a nose, and I'm having his fucking nose if he tries to come in here one more time. Just take him home. Get him a coffee. Try again next weekend. Good luck. Good night, lads. Good night. Right. Fair enough. You fucking asked for it. Give me that nose. Yeah. And your man said it like, you know, he got a bad pint in Lavery's one time. He said, my brother got his nose bitten off. Hey, brother. Got his nose bitten off one time. Like, really? I don't know why I did a Northern Irish accent there. Badly. It's late at night, lads. And you got what I was saying. But for some reason, I still felt the need to do it. Yeah. How true that story is, I don't know. Possibly not in any way true. But I lapped it up at the time. Because he had some great stories about being in the IRA. And you know what? It was like a Wolf Tone song being fucking spoken to you. It was all right. So yeah. But the one that interested me the most out of all the whatchamacallits, the fucked up stories on now we've all been in court, lads. Well, maybe not all of us, but for those of us that have been in court, it can be an intimidating place at the best of times. We've definitely all seen a bit of court anyway, haven't we? Do you know? You're in there, there's fucking a bunch of other fuckers who are up for different things. If, you know, the whole trial isn't normally about you unless you've done something fairly fucked up. You know, the whole trial typically isn't about you. And when you're called and there's a judge and there's a cop and there's solicitors, it's fucking stressful, lads. You'd never know what's around the corner unless you're au fait in all these things. Like, you watched a lot of Matlock back in the day. Did I just reference Matlock? I fucking did reference Matlock. Lads, what's wrong with me? Well, a judge... Can I find it? No, the fucking link is broken. It opened earlier. This happens sometimes with some of the different whatchamacalls. He was in America, this judge, and he's now up in court himself for what he was up to. He basically, they could hear a hissing sound going off, continuously going off for one reason or another. Couldn't make it out. In the middle of court, it's like going off. Didn't know what it was. Couldn't work it out. Could not get to the bottom of it. Troubled people throughout the court. Troubled the fucking solicitors. Thought it was a leaking fucking gas pipe. People were all alerted. And this is during a big trial. Now. Fairly serious one. I won't get into what the trial was about. It was fairly fucking nasty stuff. So needless to say, there was a big fucking jury. When one of the defending solicitors, lawyers as they're known in America, started to investigate, moved closer to the judge. Judge is sitting there, nonchalant, looking on. The hissing got louder. She stuck her head around the old fucking, what would you call it? His old desk. And from underneath his cloak, the hissing sound was coming. And she spotted a Mickey pump. He had a fucking milking machine of sorts. A penis enlargement pump. Flat out in the middle. Now couldn't go home with the yoke. Couldn't do it on his lunch break. No. On the job, this fucker had this yoke going. Under the cloak. Pumping away in the middle. I read the article. I wasn't fully sure where he broke the law. It fucked up everybody really when they realised what the fuck it was. The article is fucking huge when you do find it. If you go looking for it, it's really not. There's not many. It'll be easy enough to find. But I'm just going to type it in. Penis pump judge. Why not? Oh Lord, right, here we are. Tulsa, ex-judge who used penis pump during trials. Right. Ray, you're broken as well, you bastard. Unavailable page. Okay, Donald Thompson, the former Creek County judge, made headlines when he stood trial on allegations that he'd used a penis pump on the bench during trials. After nearly a 3-week trial, he was convicted of 4 felony counts of indeed. Or I wonder, if it wasn't under his cloak, so. The Daily Times, New York Daily Times, you can't be broken. I mean, we need to get to the bottom of this, lads, for the want of a better fucking phrase. Oh, a load unavailable in European countries. Why would they have to? NBC News, surely, bit of fuck, you can do it. But, like, it's a smart man, surely, bit of God. I know people's ego can get fucked. He's not even that old. So it's Oklahoma, right? The white-handled sexual device sits before the jury box. Oh, Lord, they're actually making this like a big murder trial. Like, occasionally the attorney picks it up and squeezes the handle, demonstrating the rushing through the contraption's plastic tubes. They exchange awkward looks, of course. 4 counts of indecent exposure, each punishable by up to 10 years in prison if convicted. He would also have to register as a sex offender. And his $7,400... Now, how... Okay, $7,489.91. That's not bad pension. He'd be in jeopardy. So, Thompson's former court reporter, Lisa Foster, wiped away the tears. She described tracing an unfamiliar in the courtroom. It is written like that. She testified between 2000, expose himself. She saw Thompson expose himself at least 15 times. What? What the fuck? He must have been doing this the whole time, was he? Flat out. Oh, Lord. No, that's way too long. Laurie, oh man. Turns up to the court. So basically, word of advice, lads. We're all working from home. Well, when I say we, I'm doing this from home. You are probably working from home. Look, it's kind of a segue into a famous viral thing that apparently went around the news this morning and yesterday about how a lad thought that the office meeting was finished. Now, I think it's, I don't know, I'm calling kind of some level of bullshit, because apparently in the reading of the comments on this thing, because I just saw people talking about it on Facebook, I didn't find the article. Apparently some lad went for an old Tommy Tank immediately after the fucking work meeting. Now, I don't know. Was it a setup? Like, because if you're running the meeting, you can because I've seen ones before where they're like, or somebody's, and it just looks a bit fucking Saturday Night Live, Whoever's running the meeting can turn off people's cameras. Do you know? They all shout and go, Jeff, turn off your camera. You can turn off, whoever's running the meeting can turn down people or turn off their cameras on Zoom. So, I'm kind of calling bullshit, unless people are just fucking mad jokes. I don't fucking know, lads. Rugby is back this weekend. International rugby, anyway, is back this weekend. Fuck it, lads. Jesus Christ. We could do it and fucking absolutely trouncing them, couldn't we? Just, even if you're not into rugby, just watching fucking Ireland doing something where we're not fucking a dose. Do you know? It'd be fucking nice. Now, we've done over the half an hour, boys and girls. Right, I didn't make a video on the stew. The stew was simple, but I'll tell you something. I'll tell you what made it extra special was I found brisket meat. Now, you don't have to do that. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Now, some people just like some recipes and stuff like that will tell you just. Now, people listen now. If you love your own stew, and you're going, who's this cunt telling me how to make stew? Because you might be people brand new. Just hit subscribe and shut off now. Leave a lovely comment on whatever platform you're listening on. Send me a screenshot of said comment, or just leave it to 5 stars and tell all your friends and family about it. If you do know that, you want to get into a bit of fucking stew, because it's kind of stewy weather. Some of the stuff that they say is stew and meat is tough old fucking stuff, lads. It's tough because, number one, it's very fresh. Number two, it's probably shin meat a lot of the time. So you're going to have to go into the slow. Well, even it's not. It's fucking not, because shin meat is very tasty. A lot of the time it's old fucking rubbish that it would normally go to mince. There's no real flavour until you fry the bollocks out of it. And that's what you got to do. It's what you got to do regardless. This is my trick. Some people like to just catch the meat and fuck it straight in. No cooking, no frying up first. It's... The meat often turns kind of grey. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it seems to be a thing. Where a lot of recipes will tell you to do it. They don't tell you to fry off the meat first. It's like, oh, Lord. Like, you don't have to give it a mad frying. Like I did at the weekend, I did lamb. A leg of lamb. Often, I'll just give that little fucking around the pan first, just to fry it up, if I'm cooking it kind of rarish. You know what I mean? If I'm cooking it kind of rarish, we're talking the hour and 20, hour and 30 mark. But I like it crispy and brown on the outside. It won't do that in that length of time. But if you're cooking it well, which at the weekend I had to, you don't need to do that. But with the stew, right, here's your fucking deal. You gotta have celery, you gotta have onions, and you gotta have butter. Everything else after that don't matter. But the basis of every stew and soup has to have celery and onions. I don't fuck around with garlic when it comes to regular stews. Tends to throw the fucking balance out a small bit. Love a bit of garlic, not in that scenario. Jamie Oliver would have you shoving it up your fucking hoop. So, steer clear of that whore. Here we go. You need a bit of fucking flour. Don't matter what kind of flour. Just make sure it's not like wholemeal, coarse, ground shit. Get self-raising or all-purpose. You should always have an old fucking bag of that for half nothing. It's about 50 cents inside an Aldi. Have that in the cupboard anyway. So what you want to do? Season up a bit. We're talking fucking half a cup. Half a cup if you're doing a big old stew. Half a cup. Season it up. By that I mean fucking bit of salt and pepper. That's all you need. Salt and pepper. That's it, right? Whatever size your meat you're having, if you're getting the big old stew and stuff, and you get that in the packet, chop it down into fucking half-inch by half-inch cubes. Toss it around, right? Now, set it in the pan. Bit of fucking, in the pot even. You can just do it in the pot. Small bit of fucking rapeseed oil in the bottom. Now, you don't want to cook it all the way through. You just want to brown the outside of it while it's got that dusty flour on it. That's the trick, right? So you just want to crisp up the outsides of it. Get your tongs. Turn it. Get it the fuck out, right? Now, into the same pan with the blacky old bit stuck in the bottom, because they're the yolks that'll give it flavour and taste for the whole thing. That's where you want it, because a lot of the fucking oil now will be eaten up by the meat. Throw in a small knob of butter. Fucking your onions and your celery. We're talking 3 minutes. They'll start to go a little fucking glazy, right? On the side, you want to be making about a litre of stock, beef stock. Couple of cubes, lads, into a big old fucking yolk. A litre of boiling water. Boiling water now. And pour it bit by bit in on top of that after the 3 minutes. The onions and the fucking celery. What it'll do is lift off all that brown stuff. Get out the old spoon hook as well. And get all the fucking crispy stuff off the bottom. That's the baked in fucking beef / lamb, whatever you're having. Get it off the bottom. Now, that's the basis of this stuff going, no, not only just thick, it'll get nice and fucking tasty. Pour in all your liquid now. There's all that stuff's at the bottom. Fucking your beef. Cover her over, slow simmer for about 40 minutes. And be getting your vegetables together. Whatever fucking vegetables you want. I don't give a bollocks. Has to be rooty ones. Don't be fucking in things like fucking tomatoes. You know what I mean? Rooty ones. Turnips, parsnips, buds. Now you don't want to boil the bollocks out of them, so you're not fucking them in for the 2 hours. 40 minutes of the meat. Another 40 minutes. Turn up the heat ever so slightly. Just to boil your old fucking veg. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. It'll be nice and thick as well because the flour will do its fucking job. That was on the meat day one. If it hasn't, you wanted it even a bit fucking thicker. You should always have a bag of fucking corn flour inside the whatchamacallit anyway, the cupboard. But look, you'll be alright. It won't be the end of the fucking earth. I'd throw in an old bay leaf if you're a pure mad bastard. You can use the old thyme. Don't go fucking oreganos and all those yolks. Those are for Italian fucking dishes. You want to throw in a little bit of thyme. That'll do you. Salt and pepper as you fucking need it. Total 2 hours. You'll have it for a few days. Put it away. Be grand. Simple as fucking that. You look like a champion. If you really want to look fucking chefy, next time you're inside one of the fucking supermarkets, pick up a pack of fucking pearl barley. You only need a couple of spoons of the yolks. Put them in early doors when the meat goes in with the water. They'll swell out. The starch coming out of them will actually thicken it as well. And they're fucking smashing. Apparently they're good for you as well. I don't know. Can't verify it. But they look the part. You know, look chefy as well when you do it. And that's half the battle, lads. You can also fucking parsley too if you're into that. Don't bother with that dry shit. Unless you're growing it yourself. Don't bother your whole with the dry stuff. You may as well fucking give it to the cat. And that's the stew deal. Right. We avoided all talk of the possible misery that might be out there. You know the deal, lads. If you want to support the show, the Patreon is down in the show notes. You get all the ad-free stuff and you get the videos of the interviews. Oh, Jesus, and I must stick up the Sean Hegarty one. Christ and Christ above. If you don't want to do any of that, support the show by just giving it the 5 stars. Give it the 5 stars on whatever platform you're able to give 5 stars on. Give it a nice little comment. And failing all that, wrap it up in a nice little bow and give it to a friend. Tell somebody else about it. Mind yourself, lads. And I'll be back again on Friday with a guest on Buckshot. Good looking, thanks.